Once again, I put it in my circle gopher. So putting my frog top of my head. And then I'm putting a glass so that I look professional and stylish. And now I think the battery is off, but then they will make a small goof up about 5 minutes. It will not be over, so continue for the goof up. So
introducing our professional camera woman, Abhigya.
sorry, he's the person who's going to tell about the video. And
shall I start, Bhaiya? Yeah, Bhaiya, start. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. So today we are going to see an important topic of Ayurveda, and that is the Tridosha theory. Hey! So the three doshas, or Vata, Pitta and Kapha, are very important in Ayurveda. This is a video with a chart that I have drawn, and it is taken from Ashtanga Hrdayam, an ancient treatise on Ayurveda. I have taken the excerpts from it, like the shlokas, etc., and I have drawn all of these columns, etc. So you can today see some important aspects of Tridoshas. So summarize the entire Tridosha theory, a small excerpt of what I have found, into a small kg cardboard piece. So let us today see the Tridoshas. So the Tridoshas are so important in Ayurveda. They are three humors. So like in Ayurveda, the important things are Tridosha theory, Saptadhatu theory, etc. So all of these theories together form a special treatise on Ayurveda. It is called the Brihatrayi, or the three great texts. That is Vagpata Samhita, or Ashtanga Hrdaya and Ashtanga Sangraha. Then we have Shushruta Samhita. Then we have Charaka Samhita. So these main texts are called the Brihatrayi, or the big three. And for that, today we are going to check some astonishing facts about the body that most MBBS doctors or allopathy doctors do not use in their therapies for their patients. They rather get into the deep biological significance of each organ instead of getting into the simple biological significance of each organ. That is the Tridosha theory. So today we are going to see the Tridosha theory in correspondence with age, parts of the day, parts of night, and also in correspondence with the food in the alimentary canal. And also we are going to see the placement of the dhatus in different parts of the body, along with the 6 different kinds of tastes, and the grahas and the doshas. So all of these topics will be covered today. So first of all, let us see the human body in relation with the Tridoshas. So the human body is having 2 parts when we are talking about Tridoshas. One is epigastrium, as you can see here, and the epigastrium has to come a little down here. And the second one is the umbilicus. So these 2 points are important. So in the shloka, Hrinnabhya is written. So Hrit is heart, but when we are talking realistically, we have to say it's epigastrium, or the place where the gastric canal begins. That means the stomach, etc. begins. So the epigastrium is the beginning of the stomach and the ending of the esophagus, and that's where the epigastrium sits. And then we have kapha. So kapha rules this particular portion. That means from the head to the epigastrium. Pitta rules the portion from the epigastrium to the umbilicus, because here we have the alimentary canal. So since we have the alimentary canal here, Pitta, bile element, rules this particular place. Then we have Vataha. Vataha is nothing but air. Vata in Amarkosha means air. So from the umbilicus to the toe we have air. So Vata in Sanskrit generally means air. And then here we have it, Kapha, Pitta and Vata. So in the give it it's called the anatomical segmental classification. It comes in this order. Then we're going to go to the next part. The shloka for this is Vayoho ratri bhuktanam tentamadhyadiga kramat. So, first of all, when a child is born, it gets the quality of kapha because it's growing. Kapha means constructive or anabolic processes. That means it's trying to create something. There's constructive potency in kapha. And a baby, when it's born, has so many more bones than an adult. And that's why, and these bones soon get solidified and turn into bigger bones. But lesser amount of bones. And all of these constructive things, including enlargement of body and development of brain, all of these different kinds of constructive aspects occur in the age between 0 to 13, 14 or 15. It depends on the person's constitution. So that is called childhood or babyhood. It starts with babyhood and ends with, and it is characterized by childhood. Kapha rules this period of babyhood and childhood. Then, after childhood is over, we come to adolescence. In adolescence, the body changes entirely. There's a new body change. Like it almost becomes a new body. We see different kinds of changes all over our body. So, it's called the adolescence period. And then, from there, it goes to adulthood. This particular period, or from 13, 14 or 15, depends on the constitution of a person, to 49, is called the period of adolescence or adulthood, and this is ruled by pitta because the body starts asking for more food. Because when a baby is born, the stomach is only 30 ml, but when they become big, it becomes like more than 1500 ml too. Then we have vata, a condition of total distress because air gets into the pores of the bones and creates osteoporosis. The heart loses its efficiency and starts pumping. Heart and other organs lose the efficiency by a large percentage, and all the organs. The heart doesn't do anything wrong, but it continues its process. But most probably, the rejuvenation of the entire body is too low, and the body is totally depleted. And then finally, once a person dies, from 50 to demise normally is known as old age or post-adulthood, and then the Atma goes to another destination afterwards. Next, we are going to see the day, the parts of the day. So the parts of the day are very important. So it means that in each day, there is a particular humor or Tridosha which rules the part of the day. So if we are talking about each day and its parts, we have to efficiently discuss about the Tridoshas, because in the morning when we get up, it's the kapha time, and in the kapha time the lubricative process of the body increases, and therefore we have to clear our body. At sunrise time it's kapha, or early morning it's kapha. So that's why they say get up an hour or two before sunrise. So the vata kapha period, exactly, it really creates a shift in the body, and vata pushes the dirt out of the body, the feces, and everything comes out in the kapha time, the lubricative process. And then in the middle of the day we see pitta comes into picture. You can see here the quality of the day is very dangerous. I'll put a cross mark on travel because travel was not done at this particular time except for very important reasons. Because the sun was so damn scorching that it would scorch everything around it. And only people used to dry these red chilies and stuff around here and there. And there were some other playful activities inside home. Well, the sun here is depicted as very fierce and cruel. So that's because it's in the south direction now, and it's glazing at the entire world, and at the particular place. Then we come to the vata period or evening. I've shown the sun as orange, as red, because that's when it's setting, and especially the morning part. You can see here that in the morning it's such a beautiful vision. Because it's ruled by kapha, this particular place is ruled by kapha. It's generally cold also in the early mornings. It's quite cold than pitta. In the middle time, it's so hot. So can we say it's all like coordinates? No, it's this cycle or system is created by the Supreme Lord. Then we go to vata. This is evening. So what happens in evening? Cows and all the animals come back home. There's lots of wind everywhere, so I've shown these flying clouds. and also birds fly back to their homes, and everything sets off along with the sun in the ancient times. Then we have seen that these three periods of the day most probably are ruled by these three humors. And now we're going to come down to the next one, the night. So in the night also there are three parts. One is kapha. So the early night, the part when babies start sleeping or small kids start sleeping, about the age of 7 to 12, and those kinds of kids start sleeping at home. The age group of 7 to 12, they start sleeping at home, and people close their doors as I've shown here, and people just start readying for the end of the day. And then we have midnight where everybody slept off and nobody is getting up. That particular place is ruled by pitta. And then we have late night. I don't sleep off at this time. Late night means it can have two meanings. One is before early morning, or one is after early night. The next thing is going to be the food in digestion phases. So what do we mean by digestion phase? It means the food passing on from the mouth, the buccal cavity. So we eat food here, it gets salivated in the buccal cavity, and then it comes down. So my sister is saying it's the memory card is getting off. So Abhigya, can you start again? So the memory card is recharged. Not recharged. Emptied. And now we're going to see the digestive phases of food. So what do you mean by digestive phase? It means moment we eat food, it's salivated in the buccal cavity. It moves down through peristalsis in the esophagus. It moves to the stomach where it's mixed with gastric juice. It comes hydrochloric acid, etc. come through the linings of the stomach, and then goes to the pyloric orifice and through the duodenum, and then it comes out to the jejunum, the beginning part of the small intestine, and then finally it comes from the jejunum to the middle of the small intestine, then comes the ileal opening, then the ileocecal cavity, and then comes to the ileum, and then comes to the cecum, and then it comes to the ascending colon, then the transverse colon, then the descending colon, the sigmoid colon, the rectal orifice, and the anus. So this is the passage of the food from eating to excretion. So what is the phase? What are the doshas which control the gastric phase, the intestinal phase, and the colonic phase? The gastric phase, which means the stomach area. So this is where the digestion just begins. It's just an anabolic process. That means it's just mixed up and it's a storage place for all the food, and this peristalsis movement occurring in the esophagus. In all of these particular things are governed by kapha. And then we have this intestinal phase, which means that it comes to the duodenum, to the jejunum, and there we have the real assimilation and the digestion process. So here, it's really going to get into the body. All the juices that are present in the food, the digestive essence or the amino acids, etc., proteins, everything gets into our body through small villus. So this particular area is governed by pitta. And then we have colonic phase, which means all the undigested food passes through the ileum, and the ileum takes to the ileocecal cavity, and the ileocecal cavity passes it on to the cecum, and the cecum takes it through this place which is called the ascending colon, and there is a small red color line here, and it's called the teni coli, and then it goes upwards towards the transverse colon, and then comes down to the descending colon, and then goes to the sigmoid colon, the rectum, and the anus. So this particular phase of movement of air and dirty air, and also whatever is bad, that means feces and waste, the movement of this thing through peristalsis occurs in the large intestine, and this process is only possible through air, and that's why our ancient sages have kept it as the colonic phase as vata. That's why it's called Vayohoratri Bhuktanam Tentamadhyadiga Kramad. So we saw these four phases from Ashtanga Hrdayam, Sutrasthana 1.8, the first chapter and the 8th verse. Now we're going to see the humoric digestive, it's 1.7. Then we have the humoric digestive fire. So when we say, whenever you hear the word Pachakagni or Jatharagni, we can consider it as enzymal work or enzymal action on food stuff. So there are different kinds of enzymal action for different people. Some people might have the Vata enzymal action, some people might have the Pitta enzymal action, some people might have the Kapha enzymal action. So in the Vata enzymal action, we have this inconsistent thing. So I've just shown this, up and down thing. So this is inconsistent. Suddenly, 10 hours ago, the fire was only this much. I've shown this wood and fire. So here the wood means the food and the fire means our digestive enzymal process. So the fire is very low here. That means the digestive absorption is very low here. This is 10 hours ago, and suddenly now the food is very less, but the digestion the digestion enzymal process is 10 times more. So we have so much fire, so much digestive enzymal action, and then it comes to the fierce Pitta fire. And the Pitta fire is fierce. It's called Tikshna or sharp, and it's very difficult to control. Here the wood, as I've shown, wood means food here. The food is very less, but the fire is like crazy. That means our body, if it has a Pitta fire, it's going to ask for more and more food, and if you don't give it more food, it's going to burn the entire stomach, and then you're going to have these peptic ulcers in your stomach, in the second part of the duodenum, etc. And for this, the medicines are buttermilk, milk, and some ghee, etc., which calm down this fierce fire, and cold substances like water. And that too, water 1 hour after food gives energy to the body and also stabilizes the digestion process. Next, we're going to see the Kapha fire. It's quite very dull, and that's called the Mandagni. Manda means dull or slow. The slow or dull fire does not digest anything. And you can see here that there's lots of wood stacked, but there's very little fire. So these people eat so much oily substance, but their fire is not able to digest that much oily substance. So it's a very low fire, and sometimes this can result in indigestion, and indirectly this can also result in constipation. This can result in various other symptoms. So to cure this, our ancient sages have given us various medicines. One is ginger. Just forgive me for the funny drawing of the ginger piece. And the next thing is cloves. We have some cloves here. These cloves, long pepper and pepper. These things are quite hot in nature. Chilies are generally not very good for kapha because they increase vata too. These things also increase vata, but they are medicinal, more medicinal than chili. So if you use this stuff for a kapha fire as appetizers, according to the book Kshema Kutuhalam, it will become very good, and the dull fire will turn into the equipoise of fire. This is the general good condition. You can see good amount of food here and good amount of digestive enzyme process. So this is the humoric digestive fire action. And next we are going to see the GIT tract or the gastrointestinal tract, which is influenced by the three doshas. There are three kinds of gastrointestinal tracts in different kinds of people. The first one is we have Koshtha Kruro Mridur Madhyo Madhyasya Taisamairapi. So that is, here I've shown a gland, it looks like the liver, but I'm not showing exactly the liver because according to various texts like Ashtanga Hrdayam, we have the mention of the glands or koshtha as even puppusa or lungs and so many other kinds of organs. So we cannot exactly say which kind of organ it is. We can't say that it's the alveoli, we can't say it's the gallbladder. We can say it's the entire alimentary canal, or we can say it's the visceral glands, or we can say it is the total alimentary canal or any particular gland in the body. That can be the pancreas too. So there's some glands which are over-absorptive, so they take so much nutrients but poorly secreted. They do not secrete any nutrients. This is krura, because kings, the krura, why is given kings? Krura is cruel attitude. Some kings before had a cruel attitude of giving people less, as we have now in the government, giving people less, and in fact taxing them more. So overtaxation was cruel, and that's why this name has been given Krura. So this particular gland does not actually give anything, but it actually takes so much. It's over-absorptive. And then we have Mridu. Mridu means soft in Sanskrit. So it is ruled by Pitta because it is over-secretive and poorly absorptive. So what happens? Depletion in body resource happens. And that's why sometimes people advise us to take ORS, or salt solution with sugar, to retain everything back. And also take some cold substances which will create an equipoise in the body. So this is called the Mridu condition. And then we have the Kapha or Samadosha condition. Kapha is very good because it's optimum secretive and optimum absorptive. That means it gives so much and it takes so much too. So this particular gland is in equipoise. It can also be called Kapha and also Samadosha. So it can mean so many: large intestine, or the small intestine, or the stomach, or the liver, or the it can also mean the gallbladder, or the rectal canal, or the anal orifice. All of these places are generally absorptive and secretive. They have both functions. Not exactly the anal orifice, but everything else has two functions: absorption and secretion. So when it's optimum absorptive and optimum secretive, we really have a good state of body, mind and soul. Then we move forward to the next thing, the Pancha Mahabhutas in relation to the Tridoshas. Air, earth, fire, water and ether. These are the Pancha Mahabhutas, or Vayu, Prithvi, Agni and Jalam, Akasha. So these 5 things, or the 5 main constitutional elements of the entire universe, are so important that without them the universe would have not been created. So Vata is mainly created by air and ether, or Vayu and Akasha. Pitta is created by Agni. You can just keep it down. And then we have Kapha, which is created by Jalam and Prithvi. So these elements create the 3 doshas. So 3 doshas are indirectly influenced by the elements. So the elements are the constitutional elements of even our body. Next, we shall go to the Tridoshas in relation to the Shadrasas, or the 6 rasas. So what are the 6 rasas? Madhura rasa, Amla rasa, Lavana rasa, Katu rasa, Pitta rasa and Kashaya rasa. So Madhura rasa means sweet taste. Amla rasa means sour taste. Lavana rasa means salty taste. Katu rasa means spicy taste. Tikta rasa means bitter taste. And Kashaya rasa means astringent taste. Then these Shadrasas later form into Madhura rasa, which is ruled mainly by Kapha, because Madhura is nourishing to the entire body and is also constructive. So if you drink sweet milk or milk directly from the nipples of the mother cow, then it is sweet and unctuous and creates strength in your body. And even other kinds of sweets or anything like that, everything creates good lubrication in the body, good nutrition in the body, good constructive tendency in the body. Then we have Amla rasa. Amla rasa is ruled by both Kapha and Pitta. Oh, it's not Pitta, it's Pitta. Okay, so then we have, Amla rasa is ruled by both Kapha and Pitta. So we also have these tamarind, lemon and half of lemon, etc. Okay. Switch it off there. Okay, so we're going to start again. Here we're going to have, because the memory card got exhausted, so let's continue from the Amla rasa. So Kapha is an unctuous substance and Pitta is it's a hot substance. So sour taste is governed by both Kapha and Pitta. So Kapha rules Amla rasa and even Pitta rules Amla rasa. So even lemons and tamarinds are both ruled by Amla rasa. And next we have Lavana rasa. Generally Amla rasa is bad for the tissues of the body. So if even the tissues of the body which help in regeneration of the body, all of these tissues get destroyed because of Amla rasa. So that's why our ancients advises not to take too much of sour taste. And even in the modern day, it is shown that sour taste creates problems for the teeth, for the alimentary canal, and for every single other body part. But still, sour taste is essential. It is necessary. But do not eat in too much quantity. Next we have salt, lavana rasa. It is ruled by both kapha and pitta. So this can be in two different parts. One is Saindhava lavana. So this is Saindhava lavana, the pink one. And one is rock salt, Pashana lavana. So these two salts are very prominent in the ancient time. And this salt is used for special dishes, whereas this salt is used normally. So both of these are very healthy for you, and this is even more healthy. It contains so many nutrients and micronutrients. So this is lavana rasa. Then we have patu rasa. I've shown one green chili and red chili here. I've shown pepper and I've shown long pepper. So this is ruled by both vata and pitta, because when you eat a chili, you feel this hot sensation in which you open your mouth and take lots of air in. And then the chili is full of air, spicy hot air inside it. And that air also matters a lot. When you cut the chilies, you also get burning sensation. The primarily because of chemicals, and also it's very, very hot and spicy. So the chili is ruled by both vata and pitta. So if you eat so much chili, your stomach starts producing so much gas. Your stomach doesn't produce gas, but it becomes like so much gastric problems in the entire body, and it's almost devastated. So do not eat too much of spicy taste. It also destroys the body. Next we have Tikta rasa. Tikta rasa is the taste of bitterness, the bitter taste. And vata rules this rasa because it includes Mamorica charantia, or the it's called Karela, bitter gourd. So this plant or this fruit is also ruled by Tikta rasa. Then we have the Stenospora caudifolia and various other leaves, which are also ruled by Tikta rasa. These are all governed by vata. Then we have Kashaya rasa. Have you ever wondered the different tastes of a pomegranate? One of the most important tastes is, actually speaking, astringent taste. So this particular taste, or Kashaya rasa, is also vata dominated, because when you eat any Kashaya item, vata immediately is it is present in the Kashaya rasa item. So that's why our ancient sages have devised the Shad rasa theory, because almost all medicines are judged on the basis of the therapeutic properties, and the therapeutic properties are judged on the basis of Tridoshas. And the Shadrasas also. The Shadrasas means the 6 tastes. In English we have only 4 tastes, but in Sanskrit, in Ayurveda, we have 6 tastes. And next we are going to see the qualities of each one of these: Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So Vata here is dry, light, cold, rough, minute and mobile. Dry in the sense is, air is like, it's not moisturized air, it is demoisturized air. And then we have, it's very light, because air is light. It is light and it performs so much activity in the body, including peristalsis, movement of different kinds of things in the body. It takes things out of the body, it takes things inside the body. It does almost all of this work. It moves vital air or prana throughout the body. It is prana itself. So, and it's also very cold. Vata has the property of cold, but it's not cold as Kapha is. It's a different kind of coolness. And then we have, it's so rough. It's called Ruksha. So the shloka for this is Tatra Ruksho Lagu Shitaha Kharasukshmaschalo Nilaha. That means Anila or wind or Vata is Ruksha, dry, rough. And then we have it minute, Sukshma, because it enters all the subtle capillaries of the body. There's air, there's oxygen, and there's deoxygenated blood. So we have oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood all over the body. We can't say a single place, a single organ in our body which is devoid of blood function, arterial function or venal function. So that's why this minute process of oxygenation and deoxygenation is present in Vata, because the air or vata has oxygen and carbon dioxide. So we take in this air, the process of deoxygenation and oxygenation both occurs due to vata. And air is always mobile, it moves all through the body, so that's why it's called chalaha. Then we go on to pitta. These are the keywords to vata. Next you're going to go to the keywords to pitta. You can just remember these words and you'll get the picture of pitta in your mind. What is pitta? It's unctuous, it's sharp, it's hot in its potency, it's light, it's fetid or sweat smelling, it's called visra, it's flowing and liquidy, sara, and drava means liquidy. So pitta is liquidy, it's bile, something like bile, and it's not exactly bile as the Greeks take it. It is, it's something liquid, flowing, bile kind of material, pitta. So all of these doshas cannot exactly be shown in their places in the body. They are humors. Then we have kapha. Kapha is smooth, cool, heavy, dull, fine textured and sticky, stable. So stable in the sense it gets stuck somewhere. So some people might tell you kapha has been stuck in your throat. What does that mean? That means kapha is stuck here. Kapha only gets stuck in different parts of the body. It gets stuck in the adipose tissue. It gets stuck outside the cytoplasm of an adipose tissue cell or an adipocyte. It gets stuck in every single part of the body. It's immobile. So generally if we have to remove it, we have to use enema, purgation, etc. Vata methods to remove kapha. And that's why we say dissimilar is a cure for similar in Ayurveda. That's the therapy in Ayurveda. Dissimilar is a cure for similar. So if kapha gets stuck in some place in your body, you can, and it's not coming out through any other method. It's not coming out through kaya chikitsa. I think we have to use enema or purgation for that. And then you get all of this fat outside your body, whichever is stuck in any place of your body too much. So kapha gets stuck somewhere and does not come until you use these vata methods to get it out, like vomiting. And then we have this cool and heavy and slow, fine textured, sticky. So it gets stuck. It's like a phlegm. The phlegm in our body filled with mucus and bacteria is very sticky and gets stuck around our throat. And if we have to remove it, we have to use various purgative methods. And then for all of these things, the thorough knowledge of vata, pitta and kapha is necessary, the thorough knowledge of the saptadhatus is necessary, and a thorough knowledge of the entire body, anatomy and biology and Ayurveda, the Brihattari is necessary. So we have seen about vata, pitta and kapha. Now let's see an interesting topic for the people who are into astrology. That is vata, pitta and kapha and samadosha all have
Bhaiya, what is samadosha?
Samadosha means the equipoise of all the doshas. That means all the doshas are in equipoise. So vata is ruled by Saturn, Ketu and Rahu. These three planets are airy, windy. And pitta is ruled by Sun and Mars. Kapha is ruled by Moon and Venus. And samadosha is generally, as it is counted, Mercury and Jupiter are fixed into samadosha category. Mostly Jupiter is regarded as kapha. So we can keep Jupiter in kapha most probably. Yeah, Jupiter is in kapha. And if he is in equilibrium, also you can get the samadosha. And then we have Mercury, who is totally samadosha. And now we are going to see a shloka which summarizes everything. So let me tell it. Vayu pittam kapashcheti tayo dosha samasatah vikrita deham ghnanti te vartayanti cha. So this shloka says vata or vayu, pitta and kapha. These three, if in equilibrium, create sustenance for the body and they make the body very good. And if they are in vitiation or if they are vitiated, then they destroy the body, ghananti, or they kill the body. So this is the main part of Ayurveda. So we have seen entire theory of the three doshas, vata, pitta and kapha. Let's just summarize it. First of all, in the human body, kapha is present from the head to the epigastrium, pitta from the epigastrium to the umbilicus, and vata from the umbilicus to the feet. This is an anatomical segmental classification. Then in childhood we have kapha, in adulthood we have pitta, in old age we have vata. In the morning we have kapha, and in the midtime or in the afternoon we have pitta, and in evening we have vata. And then we go on to the night. In early night we have kapha, and midnight we have pitta, and late night we have vata. In the gastric phase, in the phases of digestion, in the gastric phase we have kapha, in the intestinal phase we have pitta, and in the colonic phase we have vata. And then we have the humeric fire. Inconsistent fire is vata fire, fierce fire is pitta fire or tikshnagni, and dull fire or mandagni is kapha fire. And then we have the GIT tract or gastrointestinal tract, GIT, influenced by the Tridoshas. Any particular gland, if it is over-absorptive and poorly secretive, it is vata, it is called krura koshtha. And if any gland is over-secretive and poorly absorptive, it is called as mridu and is ruled by pitta. And if there is any gland which is optimum secretive and optimum absorptive, it is kapha or samadosha glands. Totally koshtha means any gland. So then we have, if any gland is optimum secretive and optimum absorptive, it becomes kapha or samadosha. Next we have the grahas and the doshas. Shani, Rahu and Ketu are ruled by vata. They rule vata, and Sun and Mars rule pitta. Moon and Venus rule kapha, and Jupiter rules kapha, and Mercury rules samadosha. Then we have the Pancha Mahabhutas. Vata is composed of air and ether, pitta is composed of fire, and kapha is composed of water and earthy elements. Then we have the Shad Rasas, Madhura Rasa, Amla Rasa, Lavan Rasa, and Katu Rasa, and Tikta Rasa, and Kashaya Rasa. These rasas are respectively ruled by kapha and pitta, vata and pitta, vata and vata. Then we have vata, which is dry, light, cold, rough, minute and mobile. Tatra ruksho lakushita kharas sukshmashcha lorirah. Then pitta, pittam sasneha tikshnoshnam laghu visram saramdam. Then kapha, it is smooth, cool, heavy, slow and dull. And then we have fine textured, sticky and stable. These are the key words to kapha. So we have seen all about the Tridoshas. Most of the information I have gathered. I have tried to gather lots of information for you in this small chart. So thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.